17-year-old suspect in custody tonight after police say he surrendered to them on Box Mountain Road in Winston-Salem this afternoon. Winston-Salem police say right around 1:15, officers were doing a follow-up investigation when the teens started shooting at an unmarked Winston-Salem police vehicle with an officer inside. This is the Fox 8 10 o'clock news. I'm Michael Hennessy.
And I'm Natalie Wilson. Chief William Penn Jr. says thankfully that officer was not injured. Fox 8's Justin Lundy joins us in the studio after speaking with Chief Penn and covering the story throughout the evening for us and also talking to witnesses. What's the latest, Justin?
Police say the suspected shooter was taken into custody, but prior to that, neighbors say they heard more than a dozen rounds of gunfire.
Just pow, 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 pow. You know, like a Glock or something.
Several rounds of gunfire followed by sirens.
I counted, at the time I counted 36 cars, and then it got up to about 80. And they left the ambulance down there at the end of the road and stuff, and they had all the roads blocked.
Kevin Cox says his home on the 4800 block of Box Mountain Road in Winston-Salem was just feet away from a crime scene. Police say around 1:15 Tuesday afternoon, officers were conducting an investigation when a teenager began shooting at an officer.
Young kid had a gun, he'd shot at a cop, and they'd hit a car.
Police say the suspected shooter was a 17-year-old boy who then barricaded themselves inside of a home.
We got kids, we got family.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the video. This is Justin Paul. I'm doing a reaction here to news out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, where a teen shot at a police officer. They were saying that the police officers were in the area doing an investigation when they encountered gunfire from a teenager. The teenager, then barricaded himself inside of like a home, but he has since been arrested. This is a reoccurring theme that's really happening all across America where, like I've been saying, teens anywhere in their teenage years, they're packing heat. They have access to guns. Either they stole it or they purchased it from someone, and or it's been given to them. And do I think they have the mental capacity to deal with having a firearm? No, I don't. I feel like you have to have go through, of course, a safety course. I feel like you do need, some hours of training inside of a shooting range facility, or outside shooting range facility. I do feel like you need training so that you know the impacts of having a gun and how to use a gun and just how to safely be able to have a gun in your possession. A lot of times, man, teens think they know it all, and I can remember being a teenager, thought I knew everything, and really didn't know as much as I thought I knew. And a lot of these teens, man, they're having to grow up really fast. They're having to use guns to try to protect themselves, which I get it, man. If you're in that environment, or if you're in that life to where you have to do that. But as a teenager, I often think that you don't have to necessarily put yourself into that life. Man, you have to realize life is a lot more precious, and there's a lot more to offer out of life than, being in gangs or dealing with a crowd that you feel like you have to carry a gun. Not saying that this teenager was in a gang or anything like that, but he definitely felt like he needed a gun for whatever reasons, and it's not good, man. He could have lost his life, firing at the police like that.
We got folks out here.
Who then barricaded themselves inside of a home.
We got kids, we got families, we got folks out here doing nothing wrong, and then they are in danger because of foolishness.
Police say eventually the teen exited the home in response to law enforcement commands and was taken into custody. While no officers or community members were injured, Neighbors are still on edge.
I just hope it don't happen again, but there's shootings around here all the time. So it's just normal.
I really think it's a shame that just hearing from that neighbor that there's shootings in that area all the time, and he described it as normal. That shouldn't be the normal. And I don't want to really sit up here and like be so judgmental and all that, and all righteous and positive and all this and that. But honestly, man, it shouldn't be normal within any community to always hear gunshots. This is not a war zone. This is just everyday life, and for someone to say that's normal for them, it's just really sad. Honestly, that's the only word I could think of, man. It's really sad, because you're spending your whole life, man, building your home, trying to find a good community to live in, and you have to worry about gunshots, and you really can't send your kids out to play like you would like to. When I was coming up, man, of course there was violence, of course there was all type of stuff going on, but we could go outside and play. And today, these children are not able to go outside and play. They're not able to go outside and be kids, run off their energy. They're just not able to do things that those of us who came up in like 90s and even early 2000s, like they're not able to do those same things. It has really drastically changed, and I do feel bad for them that they're not able to experience that, because that type of play and that type of activity, it really it gave me great memories. I was able to meet a lot of different people that I associate with or became friends with, playing basketball outside, multiple different type of games, and just really having fun, man. Being able to go outside and smell the air, being able to see the sun go down, to see the orange, pink, and purple like of the sky as a kid. It's just a lot of stuff that these kids won't be able to enjoy, because it's really dangerous outside these days. So yeah, let me see if they have anything else.
Police say at this time they are not releasing the name of the juvenile until further investigative measures are complete, but more charges are forthcoming.
Yeah, now he is maybe facing charges. I'd be interested to see the identity of this teenager. I doubt they'll release it, but again, for all my teenagers, parents of teenagers, young ones that's about to be teenagers, man, you gotta put yourself in a position where you're talking to your kids about this stuff, and going silent or not saying anything, man, that's not gonna help the situation. And teens are dying every day from gun violence, knife violence, fights. But I'm go ahead and close out. If you like my content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. This is Justin Paul. Peace.